y'all? B New coming right back at you after the game with my post game analysis on my thoughts on the performances of LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers tonight. And just as I predicted, Dwight Howard got the start, which finally Vogel had some damn sense to listen and start Dwight Howard. And as you can see, he brought the energy big time. He was able to get a lot of offensive rebounds. He was able to get a lot of putback buckets, easy points. He was able to get defensive rebounds that led to fast break points, just as I thought he would and just as I knew he could. And then on defense, he made the switches correctly and pretty much anchored their defense and gave them the defensive energy they needed. AD came out real hot to start the game with 10 points in a row, kind of like LeBron did the other game. But, then they'll say, oh, well, LeBron, let's just see if all the haters going to come out and say, oh, look, AD did good in the first half. Where was he in the second half? Everybody always got something to say about who the best or whatever. But at the end of the day, just as I predicted, it would be a close game throughout with the Lakers pulling away at the end. That did not surprise me the way the game went because Denver is a young team. They is a scrappy team. But when the Lakers choose to impose their will, they are going to impose their will. And what people fail to realize is the Lakers is a deeper team than what you think they are. They got different third persons that could be the option, be that third scorer for the game. Like you can always have Rondo could be that third person. KCP could be that third person. If Kuzma ever get the confidence that he need, which I think maybe next year or the year after, I think he definitely had the skills and ability to be that third person in a three-headed monster for the Lakers. So between him, KCP, Rondo, you just never know who might step up and get hot for the Lakers. Even Caruso, he got a lot of skill and a lot of energy, and him and LeBron also play great whenever they on the court together. What I did not see was a lot of pick and roll that I would like to see more with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. But what really, really impressed me is LeBron James taking on the challenge of guarding Jamal Murray at the end of the game. He said, "No, step aside, Rondo. I will take this." And then for several possessions in a row, he fought through picks. He fought through screens just to stay on Murray. And then when he did get the switch, he would switch back immediately to stay back on Murray. And I think he guarded him pretty effectively. I want to say Chris Webber at one point said, "Oh, that was a foul," when he went in, and he might have got a little contact with the hands. But once the shot has been released, I mean, you can, he didn't get some ball, so I mean, it could have been called a foul. But how many times did LeBron James go to the hole and constantly get contact, and there is no calls? So at the end of the day, another thing that impressed me about LeBron is he stepped up and he made his free throws. And these were clutch free throws because they was down the stretch when the game was close and on the line and the free throws was needed. So LeBron James did everything that he had to do in order to step up and have a clutch performance from the line. But what he did on the defensive end was the most impressive to me. I wouldn't mind seeing him actually step up maybe in the first quarter and say, you know what, AD, I want you to go out and get points this whole first quarter. But in this first quarter, I'm going to guard Murray and I'm just going to shut him down completely and then just get in their head. But at this point, it really doesn't matter because the Lakers are well on their way to seeing uh, probably Miami for the finals. So it'll be LeBron against his old team. I'm just hoping that they can stretch the series out because I'm going to be in LA that week of the finals. So I'm hoping to get all the way lit. We're going to go live from the Staples Center, even though they're not playing out there. But, we going to get it crunk and get it going. Hopefully I'll be around for a parade. But all that's still yet to be seen. I won't get too far ahead of myself because everybody is going to be saying Denver been down 3-1 before. This is not the first time Denver been down 3-1. So let me think. They was down 3-1 against Mike Conley and the Utah Jazz. Mm, okay. They were down 3-1 against the Clippers. Okay, now that was a formidable opponent, but I mean, playoff P. I mean, you throwing balls off the side of the backboard, so I won't even say that's a tremendous feat. But you are down right now 3-1 to LeBron James. And from what I know about LeBron James does not give up 3-1 leads. When they have a 3-1 lead, they finish it off every time. LeBron James been down 3-1 and came back. Let me think. Who was down 3-1 in the finals? That was LeBron James. Yeah, that's right. Came back from a 3-1 lead. Now, I know other stars like KD who blew a 3-1 lead when he was at OKC. Yeah, I remember him blowing that 3-1 lead, but that's not gonna happen for the Lakers. So uh, anyway, uh, I just like to say that the Lakers is gonna play Miami, and that's gonna be one hell of a series. I'm gonna go ahead and start thinking about what kind of matchups that's gonna have for AD and how that series is gonna go. Yes, I am counting Boston out, and yes, I am counting Denver out because neither one of them are coming back from a 3-1 lead. So we'll look forward to closing this series out pretty soon. That way, LeBron can get all the rest that he need. Of course, all the haters are gonna start saying that LeBron didn't really win the finals. It's in the bubble. One real fans there. All Golden State was hurt. All KD wasn't there. But we didn't hear all these excuses when Golden State was winning championships. When Chris Paul was hurt, and when uh, Kevin Love was hurt, or when Kyrie was hurt, and all these things. So at the end of the day, you know what? It probably is a little bit easier for LeBron with those players being out. But hey, sometimes LeBron need a break. Sometimes other people need a break. And everybody who's talking about, oh, then Charles Barkley had the nerve during the telecast to sit up here and say, when the Lakers go on to win the finals, it'll be because of Anthony Davis. His fat ass just saying that because he's mad because he never won the championship because Jordan kept him from getting one. So he want to elevate Jordan so much that LeBron can never be on the level of Jordan because he's a hater. He don't want to see LeBron shine over Michael Jordan. He one of them Jordan fanboys. Trust me what I'm telling you. And he gonna sit up here and say it's cause of AD. Well, if it's cause of AD, where AD other rings at when he was in New Orleans for 7 years? Where those rings at? Because AD is not there. I mean, AD didn't even sniff the Western Conference Finals until he teamed up with LeBron. But they'll create the narrative. They'll forget that. Oh well, LeBron didn't go. I had some dude tell me, well, the Lakers didn't even make the finals when LeBron first went to the West till he had AD. But they forgot, they were a fourth seed and climbing, and on Christmas Day was beating the hell out of Golden State with KD, with Steph, with Draymond, with Clay, and he was doing that with the likes of Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram. So don't you for one second think that if LeBron James wouldn't have got hurt by injury, who knows what would have went on to happen during those playoffs. It would have been so interesting. I hated so much that man got hurt, but out of 17 years, having one hurt season, it happened to the best of them. You know what I mean? And the way he bounced back from it is tremendous. I know everybody gonna say, "Well, he came back and activated playoff mode, LeBron." Well, I don't care if you come back and you activate whatever. If your teammates gave up on you, because at this point, thanks to Magic Johnson and everybody putting it out in the media that they was trying to trade the whole team for AD. I mean, everybody else walking around like, you know what, man, forget y'all. You trying to trade me and every single person on this team for Anthony Davis, man, forget this. They didn't even try to play. I watched it on League Pass every single game. I can pull it up and show you. But at the end of the day, it's all about LeBron James and these Los Angeles Lakers. Who gonna be the Finals MVP? Like I said, this is an Anthony Davis series because it's a big man series. But LeBron James still put his stamp on it every time, and we gonna see when they get to the finals who is going to be that finals MVP and who going to go on to win that fourth ring. And like I said before, this is B New saying right on to the real and death to y'all fakers. I'm out.